Hey, ever had one of those weekends whereby you wake up fully motivated, thinking to yourself, this time it's going to be different, right? I'm going to take on my side project and I'm going to actually get some things done.
But then, Sunday night rolls around, and what do you have to do for it? A few more Netflix episodes under your belt, and maybe a new to-do list, but nothing actually done.
So, why do we get so stuck? And more importantly, how do we break out of this cycle?
The frustration of not moving forward when you've hyped yourself up to make progress is something almost anyone can relate to, and yet we rarely talk about the psychological reasons behind it. But there's a reason we feel stuck, and with the right approach, we can actually change that.
Today, I want to explore what's holding us back and share some practical steps that we can finally take to move forward.
At the core, a few psychological blocks actually keep us in place. First is the fear of failure. We hesitate, worried our efforts won't be perfect. Next, procrastination and avoidance. The habit of putting things off can become automatic. Third is decision paralysis. With too many choices, even simple decisions become overwhelming. And finally, motivational challenges. Relying on motivation really actually sustains us for the long haul.
This might sound familiar because we've all faced them, right? But understanding them is the first step towards actually overcoming them. So, what can we actually do about these obstacles? Well, let's dive into a few concepts to better understand them. First off, let's talk about mindset. Growth mindset is actually about you seeing obstacles as opportunities. And I know this is much easier said than done, but it's absolutely crucial in order for you to break your patterns.
Getting into a flow state, or that focus zone where work feels almost effortless, is one of the most effective ways to beat procrastination. Flow helps us immerse ourselves in whatever we're doing, making each step feel natural. Activation energy is the amount of effort needed to get started. The lower we can make our starting threshold, the easier it is to begin. This brings us to some practical techniques.
A technique called divide and conquer is simple yet very powerful. Here's how it works. You simply break down your tasks into multiple little steps and you just focus in on those little steps, not thinking about the next or the previous. And just like that, you get to your end. Just often, most times, breaking these things down make them more manageable and easier to handle.
When you are facing a mountain of tasks, zooming in on the most relevant or high priority issue can give you clarity. It's not about doing the hardest thing, it's about doing the most essential thing.
Here's a game changer: implementation intentions. It's simple. Simply pick a place and a time for where you want to actually take on your activities and make an implementation intention. Simple, right? For example, whenever it's 8 a.m., I do so and so at so and so place. I work at my home office, or I go out and I work at this cafe. Whenever it's 8 a.m. Very simple. You can stack it with other habits, that is if it gets more advanced, but you just stick to the simple form of an implementation intention. It's so and so time today, or so and so time tomorrow, or in the evenings around so and so time I take on this entertainment activity, right? So you can always hold off all your entertainment activities for that particular point in time. Most of the time, we already have several implementation intention patterns around us already, right? We have our calendars, we have different forms of reminders of implementation intentions, but we don't usually stick to them, right? That's why you need to actually have some sort of system whereby you actually track your implementation intentions. Yeah, I know it may sound basic, but these action prompts can actually make a huge difference in how we actually take on our activities. Finally, the 2 minutes rule. If something takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately, right? This helps get rid of all those pesky little tasks that seem to just clutter our day. Plus, it helps build momentum for your other tasks that you need to actually get done.
This rule can also help build better habits. Instead of putting off the small things, use them as an entry point to make larger progress.
Getting unstuck is not about willpower. It's more about taking those little intentional steps to just chip away at those things that are really blocking us. Yeah, I think I have to take my own advice and put these steps into action too. If this video gave you some ideas, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel so that we can actually stay connected.